As Genevieve said, my name is Detective Sergeant Tom Shanafelt, Shanafelt. I'm here to tell you that on yesterday, Sunday, June 8th, at about 12 noon, the Sarasota County Fire Rescue and officers with the Sarasota Police Department responded to the Orange Avenue Mobile Home Park located at 1500 North Orange for a report of an unresponsive 2-year-old child. Sarasota County Fire Rescue personnel was providing care to that child when our officers arrived, and a very short time later transported that child to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, where the child ultimately died. Staff at the hospital deemed that the circumstances surrounding that child's death were suspicious, mainly because the child's body temperature was 106 degrees. At that point, the Criminal Investigation Division of the Sarasota Police Department was notified and assumed that investigation into the death of the child. As a result of the investigation that was conducted, it was determined that the child had been left in the car for approximately 5 hours. Also, as a result of that investigation, the child's father, Uriel Hernandez, who lives at 1500 North Orange, was arrested and has been charged with felony aggravated manslaughter at this time. It was learned that the father had picked up the child at about 6 a.m. on Sunday morning and returned to his mobile home park and to his mobile home a short time later. The father went inside his residence to get a phone charger, and in doing so fell asleep mistakenly, leaving the child in the car. When the father awoke about 5 hours later, he went out and found the child in the car and unresponsive. At that time, he called the child's mother and contacted 911 for assistance. At this time, this case is still a very active investigation, and the exact cause of death is pending the autopsy by the District 12 Medical Examiner's Office. Also at this time, our victim advocate with the police department is working with the family and assisting them with any of their needs as they go through this difficult time. This is an extremely tragic and unfortunate event that no parent should ever have to deal with. It's been said, and it's true in this case, that no parent should ever bury their child. It's also important to remember that a vehicle in Florida's extreme temperatures can become deadly in as little as 10 minutes, and I believe that was the case here. That's all I have at this time. I'll open it up to any questions I may be able to answer. As I said, it's still an active investigation. So, yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us about the conditions at that time during the morning when they picked up the child in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Just how hot it was, and you were saying just all it takes is 10 minutes.
We believe, and we're making estimates only at this time, that during that 5-hour period, the temperatures were probably between 85 and 95 here in the city.
That's not what was inside the car.
No, sir. That was the outside ambient air temperature. So the temperature inside the car likely exceeded 100 degrees.
If you can explain that to us again, what were the temperatures outside? What do you think it was inside? And how long would it take for a child that's 2 to succumb to those conditions?
I can't answer those questions. I just simply don't have that information. What I can tell you is it's believed that the ambient air temperature for the city of Sarasota during that 5-hour period of time ranged between 85 and 95 degrees. It's reasonable to assume at this point that the temperatures inside that car probably exceeded 100 degrees. Again, I'm basing that strictly on assumptions at this point. That's all stuff that still has to be investigated, and we'll try to do the best we can to extrapolate that information and find out what the temperatures were, most reasonably inside the car.
Was she left in the Cadillac that's outside their house, or is the car being towed somewhere? I was wondering.
No, we're in possession of the vehicle.
Was he under the influence of any drugs, alcohol?
At this point, that's still part of the investigation, and we're not prepared to comment on that yet.
Did he make any statements? Did he say anything that you can tell us?
Not that I can disclose, no. I can tell you that interviews were conducted.
Did he explain as to why he was so tired that after just walking inside for a moment he fell asleep?
Yeah, again, that's still very much part of the investigation, and I just can't disclose any of that at this time.
Okay, when the mother was en route to the house, did she know that the baby was left in the car? Did she know the circumstances of all this?
That I don't know. What I can tell you is that the father made a call to the mother explaining that the child was in some sort of distress. because the father or the mother actually made one of the 911 calls.
So we don't know if he was trying to hide his what he did?
No, again, that's still information we're still trying to determine.
And you took him into custody, correct?
He has been taken into
So
custody.
why did we take him into custody?
He was taken into custody for aggravated manslaughter of a child.
Can you explain why he was picking the child up so early?
He normally has custody of his daughter on Sundays, and that was just apparently an hour that was arranged, either prearranged or it was arranged at the last minute. And I'm not really sure which at this point.
Temperature so warm in the morning, Sunday morning, was it that hot Sunday morning, or?
I was out there. I know it was quite warm. Yeah.
Does he have any priors?
I don't know what his criminal history is at this point. I'm just not sure. I don't have that information in front of me.
Have there ever been any CPS involvement with his family or his child?
No, we have contacted the Department of Children and Families, and the information we're receiving at this time is they have had no history with DCF.
And what, it was accidental or aggravated child, I mean, what made the determination to, make an arrest instead of calling it an accident?
Well, it's basically it's through culpable negligence is the part of the statute that's cited, in that he mistakenly left the child in a vehicle when he should have known to bring it inside the home.
So here we are at the beginning of summer, school's out. What do you say to parents out there, those that have children that are a little bit older, even at the age of this 2-year-old or younger?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's. I think it goes without saying that, and as I've said earlier, the temperatures inside a car can quickly and easily exceed 100 degrees, and nobody, never mind a child, can withstand those type of temperatures for really any length of time without becoming in severe distress. So it's just one of those really horrible things that's happened. It's unfortunate. We've even had to investigate it, but it is obviously part of our job, and we hope it's the last one we've got to deal with. I hope it's the last one I have to deal with.
Has he shown a remorse or anything with the situation? How's the family doing?
The family is responding as you would expect them to respond to the loss of a 2-year-old child.
What about the mother? What can you tell us about the mom?
I can't really offer much about the mother. I mean, she's obviously aware and was present throughout the investigation, and she was also interviewed by investigative staff.
And both parents made 911 calls?
I believe that's accurate, yes.
Any further questions? And just so you guys, I'm sure you all read on the bottom of my news release, the family is asking that you respect their privacy and not go to their home at this time because they are grieving. So if there's no further questions, we'll wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.